All right, good morning, guys. So Mr. Willette's going to be taking some of you aside for some individual conferences. So I figured I'd save some time and record this quick video before you guys get started. So while Mr. Willette's doing that, I'm going to have you guys play a game, okay, another iCivics game. This game is called Race to Ratify. And if you remember anything from our vocab instruction, ratify means to approve. So if you know what ratification means, you probably already know that it has to do with ratifying the Constitution. Okay. So we already discussed that when the Constitution was created and was signed by the delegates at the convention, they weren't done. So they had to go around to the 13 states and gain approval from at least 9 of them. So if 9 out of 13 agreed to ratify, the Constitution would go into effect. But what they found is that as they were going around and campaigning for their respective side, for the Constitution or not, groups started to form, factions, okay? One group was known as the Federalists, all right? They were people who supported the Constitution as it was written. They were people who wanted a strong government, who were okay with giving up some of the states' and citizens' rights in order to have a stronger government because of what happened with the Articles of Confederation. So you have the Federalists and you have the Anti-Federalists, which anti means against, okay? So Anti-Federalists was anti-Constitution. So these were people who feared a strong government, wanted it to be much smaller and much weaker, not as weak as the Articles, but not as strong as what the Constitution proposed. So they also were a little wary of a president, but in their mind, it was a king ruling the country. So it was up to both of these groups to convince the citizens of the United States one way or the other. One way being supporting this Constitution, the other way being against it and wanting to make changes. So the game Race to Ratify puts you in the position of being a pamphleteer, which back then, spreading information was through newspapers and pamphlets. Okay, we talked about the pamphlet during the American Revolution called Common Sense by Thomas Paine, how that got spread out throughout the colonies at the time. So this is how people got their information. So in the game Race to Ratify, you guys are going to play the role of the reporter, or like I said before, a pamphleteer, and you're going to be interviewing people around the 13 states. Okay, and you want to get a sense of how they feel about the Constitution. And at some point, you're going to have to choose a side. Are you a Federalist, someone who supports the Constitution, or an Anti-Federalist, someone who is against the Constitution? Okay, so it's about a 30-plus minute game. So if you guys start right away, you'll be able to get through most of it. But again, the main goals, identifying the main stances of the Federalists and Anti-Federalists. You're going to interact with the ideas, perspectives, and arguments that are well defined in the ratification debate, which you guys will get used to and familiarize yourself as you go through the states and interview different people. Okay. And you guys can read the rest of it. I'm not going to read all of it, so you guys can start it. Okay. So that is that. And if you have questions, I'll still be on, but I just wanted to make this video quick to go forward with it. All right. Okay. Good luck, guys.